Right by the banks of the Yamuna River, adjacent to the vast Mughal gardens, sit the architectural marvel, the Taj Mahal. Built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal, the site draws inspiration from the Mughal Empire, Central Asia, and Iran. It's one of the most prominent architectural sites in the range of the Indo Islamic architecture. Home to Taj Mahal, Agra has been grappling under the pressure of over tourism. Large volume of visitors each year has resulted in deforestation for the construction of hotels and guest houses. Some days, the number of visitors crosses over 50,000, which can affect the condition of the marble floors.
Thanks, Deepthi. Thanks so much for setting the context for our new episode. And we're talking about sustainable travel. Deepthi, since it's your first episode, do you want to also introduce yourself and just say a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So I have been part of Bare Necessities family for a few months, given the huge journey that they've been through. But I have been working on building strategic partnerships and primarily focusing on building relationships with like-minded people as well as businesses.
Awesome. So I think post-pandemic, everyone's kind of, really excited about travel. People are calling it travel revenge and this and that in the other. But I just wanted to hear a little bit from you. Like when you think about traveling, what are a few things that you look for in a place or a stay?
So I think used to love travel, especially when I was a single person or was dating or married. But being a mother has completely changed my perspective about travel. So now when I travel, I primarily look for places which have a lot of kid friendly or things that I can do to keep my kid engaged. But at the same time, I have been also looking at traveling by train off late because kids tend to enjoy that. So I also realize that it's so much more carbon footprint friendly and there's lesser wastage. You can actually teach the kids about a lot about geography. And it's been fun, although it does require a lot of time, and I think that's something that we always are in shortage of, given this today's fast-paced world. But travel has been evolving for me. I have moved from wanting to stay at luxury places and bigger hotels to places which are more closer to nature. I have been trying to look at places which offer greener choices, and it's been completely changing the definition of travel for me.
I totally agree. I think the Indian Railways houses like my best and favorite childhood memories.
Absolutely.
So totally understand. Great. So I think definitely you mentioned a lot of that, but also like looking at homestays, if possible, gives you like a great sense of culture, like the local habitat, great way to explore local cuisine and get like really good authentic food.
And I think the homestays have been coming up in a big way. The home owners have had an avenue for earning a good income, and they have also started getting listed out with a lot of websites. You in fact see a homestay option now with bigger players like Make My Trip and Ease My Trip. So that's opening a lot of options for people who can also explore on different budgets. You don't have to always sign up on spending big bucks on staying at a hotel. You can always explore the local cuisine, stay with the locals always, and also get to know the local processes and cultures as such when you're staying at homestays.
Yeah, for sure, totally. And it's also more in alignment with circular economy. You're giving current assets that otherwise maybe a spare room in your house, etc., that is underutilized, an opportunity to become like a revenue earning asset. So super cool. I think other things that I've seen recently is that a lot of places are doing a lot of rainwater harvesting on site.
Correct.
Solar energy or wind energy, depending on the geography. Lots of farm to table concepts have come up, which are super cool as well.
Very true.
And just generally, I've noticed almost a lot of the places that I'm sure you and I are staying at, considering us like sustainable leaning, completely plastic-free amenities.
That's something that has been never been the norm before, but these hotels and even the smaller boutique resorts or homestays have been exploring, venturing into completely moving away from plastic and investing into zero waste kits. They've been growing their own produce. all these are very welcome change that has been coming in. In fact, have you stayed in any of these places recently which you would like to recommend?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, okay, so just few weekends ago, I went to Carve.
Okay.
Super fun road trip, just like 4-5 hours away from Bangalore, and it is in Nagaroli Tiger Reserve.
Okay.
Amazing. It is, it just has 7 rooms, and it has
Okay.
few tent kind of options and more traditional kind of room routes. But of course, they had refill kind of amenities for the room. So it had like for your shampoo and conditioner, they had kind of partnered with some lovely local kind of options for your amenities, and they just came in a perfectly reusable, pumpable dispenser. That's the right
Yeah,
word. Sorry,
that's
it took me long enough to get the word.
No, but that's been a big move. I mean, I remember every time earlier we went out to a resort as kids. One of the biggest things we used to look forward to is bringing back those mini bottles back home. In fact, bringing back for our parents, our siblings, and that's something that we like to take away.
Yeah.
But that's the mindset that has been changing now. Starting from the hotels, especially the bigger players, have been investing in refillables. They don't want to be having so much of plastic waste generated, especially those half-used plastic bottles that get thrown out every time a guest moves out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So they have been moving to actually having these refillable pumps in their rooms, and they just want to refill that. And I think that's been an amazing move. They also don't want to invest in something like this, which is going to be an utter waste.
Yeah.
Also generating a lot of waste in terms of plastic, and I don't think it's really used by anybody. We carry those mini bottles back home out of fun, but it's never really used.
Exactly. Just lands up kind of contributing to the waste problem for sure. Another really cool thing is that they didn't give you all the amenities like the toothbrush, etc., and they were available on request.
Yeah.
So they just had the 3 basic kind of refillable dispensers like you mentioned, which I thought was super awesome.
Yeah.
Also, just the design was so minimal, definitely keeping in mind nature and the aesthetics, nestled among trees, etc.
Yeah.
In the morning, had a wait. We biked down to just kayak the backwaters. Of course, a safari for you to experience the amazing wildlife and fall in love with wildlife, which was I think really amazing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to Dholka? It's become really popular.
Yeah, actually, I've read so much about it. Being in Leh, that's something that I actually plan to visit. But I think that's been one of definitely on my must-visit list. In fact, including Dholka, which is in Leh. They have been known to actually choose amenities which are completely zero waste, especially for a place which is located amongst nature, in the lap of nature, as you can call it. And I think as part of my work here at Bear, I also had the amazing opportunity to interact with another location which has chosen to completely go zero waste, which is Chambal Safari.
Nice.
So being a safari, people always consider that you are absolutely in the lap of nature. You are amongst animals and all kinds of creatures, and it's been very, very heartening to see that as a management they have chosen to completely move away from plastic. They want to be zero waste generating, and they have been very conscious about the choice. So, the amazing part is they've been choosing their necessities to actually work with. So, that was very heartening. So, we have been trying to reach out to similar, like-minded brands and ventures as well.
Amazing. Okay, so when you are traveling though, what are maybe also some challenges when you're trying to be more mindful of your footprint and travel sustainably?
Yeah, I think if you travel without a child, you will be zero waste footprint. But on a serious note, I think planning is something many of us don't do because we have been so spoiled for choice that you can get everything with just a click away. So we all think that we can always get the amenities at the hotel. We can always buy things on the go. We don't even carry our own bottle. But these are the changes that I have implemented personally, and I keep advocating about these on an ongoing basis all the time. So I always make sure that I have this pack ready, wherever I go. I always not just carry my own, water bottle, but having traveled with a child who always tends to, waste food, I have made it a habit that I always carry an empty tiffin box with me, always in my bag.
Amazing.
So when we are done with the meal, I always know that there are going to be leftovers to carry back home. So that's made sure that my waste footprint in terms of the plastic containers that I bring back home has been cut down drastically. And yet again, I think children love straws. There's no secret there. So by moving to actually having these cute straws, or cutlery that you carry from home, you can always carry your kids' favorite cutlery or their plate, and you can do away with actually buying or using something that the vendor is offering, and which is just going to be a single time use.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Great ones. Those are all great tips. I think carbon offsetting is also becoming kind of nice, but also sometimes used a little greenwashing-y, gimmicky ways. So
Absolutely.
I think being wary of that as well, because it's like, oh yeah, you can go to Iceland 9 times a year, no problem, just buy those carbon offsets. But I mean, having said that, we all also want to kind of experience the world, and obviously have wonderful experiences, try new things, and travel is a great avenue to experience all of this. And I think travel also is kind of my preferred form of gifting. Like I don't really go, I'm not into buying a lot of new things, but I think I just enjoy one nice way to experience nature and like get away from the hustle bustle of the city, etc.
Like more of a gifting and experience rather than buying
stuff.
materialistic things. So that's also something that's been coming up, and I think there are a lot of vendors who are now offering a holistic experience rather than here are 2 tickets to somewhere. They rather offer a sustainable travel as an experience altogether.
Yeah.
So that's something that I actually recently came upon on LinkedIn as well. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
right
Climbs
away.
is one really good one where they actually
Correct.
show you also, you can calculate based on whether you took a train or a bus or you flew by air to your location, and it'll tell you like how much carbon you approximately used, and then you can buy Climbs for that much and then donate to a couple of their listed, vetted, audited projects on the ground. So that's a great way to offset. So whenever I travel, I try and kind of use Climbs to offset my carbon footprint.
Makes sense,
which is also nice. Yeah. Thank you so much. I really loved chatting with you. This was really fun.
Same here.
I hope you have some trips planned for December.
Absolutely. If I get the time off,
You got it.
Thanks so much for making the time.
Thanks so much for sharing all your eco-friendly tips with us, and feel free to share any comments below. We'd love to hear from you where you're going and what sustainable tips you might have.